actually could fully understand this until I just had my first kid. And it totally has, even in this first couple weeks that we have had our little baby, it has changed even more of how I view this topic. It's been a topic of mine. I absolutely love the Father's heart. It was the first breakthrough I had with God, was really seeing him and hearing him as a father. And that one of the things I've been, as I watch, and now that I see my own little baby, and it's even becoming more clear, is that a father's heart for his kids goes beyond just that love and relationship. It actually goes into this legacy of actually building something to pass on to the next generation. I know a lot of times, especially in our culture today, we sometimes forget that aspect of thinking 2 and 3 generations past. We think so in the now. What can satisfy me? What am I going to do now? I don't want to think about my family or the future. I want to think about what is going to please me right now. And you don't actually see that anywhere in the Bible. You see generations, you see full family lines, you see, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You see God is so interested in actually the success and the growth of generational lines, that there's actually healthy generational lines that would come from an individual. And there's this verse in 1 John 3:1, it says, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are." I remember I plastered that verse in my bathroom when I was 17 years old. I found it and I was like, this is amazing that God loves me so much. He lavishes his love on me. He douses it on me. And then I paired it with this other verse and I went, oh my gosh, I want to be that kind of father. Like God is our Father. He's lavishing love. What does it look like? It says in Proverbs 13:22, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of a sinner is stored up for the righteous." A good man, a good father, you could even say a good father leaves an inheritance to his children's children. He is thinking about the future. He is thinking and pondering, how is he going to set up his kids, grandkids, great-grandkids for success? And legacy is not just in finances. A lot of times people think of legacy and inheritance as only in finances, but it is also in personal breakthroughs. It is in the personal breakthroughs you bring as a dad to your kids. And a lot of times people will put off, they say, oh, I don't have money, so I can't leave an inheritance. When the greatest inheritance you can give kids is your freedom, is living a life that is completely free, completely whole, that you actually go after breakthroughs in your own life so that you can give them to your kids. That you actually go after the very things that come against you. You go after the things that hinder you, that you can overcome them, so that when your kids come up and say, Dad, what did you overcome? What was it like for you? What are the stories where you got hurt or you had to get vulnerable and you came out on top? And you could actually share, this is the moments, these were the breakthroughs, and I give them to you. That is legacy and inheritance. That's something you can do right now. So I want to encourage you, don't worry about like money or waiting, I got to save up all this money for the future. That's not the only way you can actually leave an inheritance and start legacy right now. That is one way. It's a great way. It's not the only way. So I want to encourage you guys, even if you don't have kids, if you have kids, you can start it with, if you have them, if you don't have kids, you can start right now. What are you going to do that builds a legacy that you can pass off to your kids, of testimonies, of breakthroughs of your life, of risk-taking? Write them down. Get a goal for this year. Say, okay, in this year, I want to get breakthroughs in this area. I want to take a risk in this area, and I want to see testimonies in this area. And take a whole year to do that. And what you do at the end of that, you start collecting almost like a journal, a breakthrough journal that you can actually pass on to your kids.